Good morning, everybody. It's 3 or 4:33 a.m. on Tuesday. I went to the Mexican flea market and found this Lee guitar amp, which was quite heavy for its size. I like trowel handles, so I put a trowel handle on this. I don't know, is it Hylas and Vin or V Hurt or something like that. Anyway, there were three knobs busted off the front. All the knobs should be black. He had little teeny screws in the plastic part. So we've got black epoxy glue, steel glue on there, and little teeny screws in the center. And they're working now, okay? So I replaced three knobs. I resoldered a female. This is the wire leading down to the speaker because I cut the head off the guitar amp. All right. The reason was it had an old 60s spring reverb in the bottom of the amp. It's a nice 100 watt 8 ohm speaker. Played my bass through it, held my bass really good. So the speaker and the baffle with the screen still on the front is eventually going to go in my homemade VBAC box over there. And I have plastic fiberglass inside on the angles that drives the sound off the back of the speaker out the top and the bottom. It's got lots of drive. I built those for a big bowling alley I was playing in back in the 60s in Bay City, Michigan. I'm trying not to make you too dizzy here. Over here is my battery charger for my extra bass head. And I'm coming out here. We got pure raw power. Now, why did I cut that amp all up? Well, first of all, I'm an old man, 79 years old, and I got this bottom speaker behind here at the flea market also. And as you can see, it's Black Widow equipped. You can see the aluminum cone in the center of the speaker. It's a 12-inch speaker in a nice small cabinet. That was a Black Widow cabinet. And it had the large A20S or A22 horn driver in it, which I still have the horn and the magnet on the floor in my music room. Here's another 12 with a horn in it, and I found this at a pawn shop for 125 bucks. It's the Mega Bass PV, and what's nice, it's got two power outputs right here, so I can drive the bottom speaker bass EQ harder than the top speaker for mid-high treble, and that's really a nice old speaker, probably out of the 70s or 80s. Remember, I started playing bass in 1963. All right, try not to make you too dizzy. I go through feedback locator PV. This one is not a 31 band. This is a 15 band. And you got to realize when you get down to 10 bands, when you slide one, you're sliding three frequencies. And that's running over to raw power. No knobs on that power amp over there. It's just power. And the most powerful thing in the world, God's name on a hamsa glued on the front. Back over here through the EQ. Now, in this Behringer mixer, a small one, you can see right here all the different digital echo settings. I'm playing with Billy Francis right now, and he likes slapback delayed echo. Well, they make big mixers with stereo 2 effects units in it. So you can mix reverb and stereo at the same time. Well, they charge a lot of money for those mixers, $800 to $1,000, okay? So what does Bernie Bear do? Well, I had to get a second mixer. It's got dust all over it, one of my old ones. I must have 6 mixers of different types hanging around here. Stick with me on this one now. Here is the bottom half shortened down. You can see where I sawed it off right here, okay? Put a fancy handle on it over here. There is the spring reverb, a guitar spring reverb in the bottom. You got an in from the mixer and an out back to the mixer. I'm going to explain it to you here in a second. There's 3 springs in here floating on 4 little springs. So you can do the shotgun thing. If you know who Junior Walker is in the All-Stars, they dropped a spring amp and it goes and they and shotgun. Anyway, so spring reverb. What I found out is through the spring reverb from the guitar amp, which the guitar amp is not here anymore, it's back in the bedroom, modified to like a Fender piggyback head. All right, there wasn't enough power going through the spring reverb to get the signal back to the mixer with slapback echo, and I want to put reverb in there also because I like reverb. Billy likes slapback echo. So I had to boost the input signal. So it all starts over here. Let me go back over here again. Stick with me, all you young whippersnapper musicians. All right. The orange is the slapback echo going through the masters and coming out. All right. Or looping through the system. So what I did is the red ones are monitor signal masters out. So I went up to monitor. I ran the red wire over to one of the channels in the second mixer. There's the red wire coming down through here, okay? And then coming out of the mixer on the black wire. All right. Hope you haven't lost you yet. And then I come boosting the signal. These are input signal, low voltage input signals. If you use phantom mics, you got to go to 48 volts. So anyway, DC. All right. So anyway, I'm coming in here, all right, into the reverb with the boosted signal from this mixer. I've taken the signal from the other mixer, come into channel 1, boost the signal, come out of the master for like the PA power, and I've come down here and I've gone into the spring reverb. I had to flip the spring reverb over because it bounces in here when you're carrying it, and it sets still. You got to put it on a solid place that you can't kick it or make it move, because if you bang it, it'll take off on you, make a horrible noise. Anyway, the boosted signal going into the spring reverb. 3 springs in here. It passes back and forth through. All right. One of the fine wires, it floats on 4 springs in all 4 corners. One of the fine wires had snapped, was broken. I fixed it, resoldered it. Now the signal, the spring reverb has a boosted signal going out of the spring reverb and back into this channel in the mixer, which I come down through here and I sample the reverb signal. Okay, I hope you got that. And it is sampled right here in this channel. But once you get it to this red knob and you pull up the red knob beside it, you start sampling all these channels with reverb. The orange channel has the slapback echo, and I have 2 effects going out the masters, 2 power amps, okay? And I've used this headphone, and it's back to the recording room. What does it say here? Can I find it? CD tape main, headphones, and control room. Control room. So I come out the control room to go to a monitor power amp. I can go left to mains on stands, which are over here. I bought these in a pawn shop because all the speakers were blown. So I found some Chromies 12-inch speakers. I got each of these mains for $35 or $25 a piece, 50 bucks. Crossovers were good. Horns are good. I replaced the speakers. Okay, back to the final mix here. So I end up slap back echo on the digital effects in the mixer. I have looped old school 60s spring reverb through the monitors. It can be sampled on all channels, and we can sample the digital, and you can have reverb and digital from the same mixer going to either one stereo left right or two separate power amps, and you can run a signal out to a third power amp for monitors. So I've got basically highs on stands, which I showed you my Chromies. I've got Bosch 8-speaker subs on the floor for PA, and I have control of a PV power amp running two 8-ohm monitors. And that's what 79-year-old bass players do in their spare time on Sunday, is cut amps in half and have fun. Holy mackerel, 11 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that. And yes, this is my crib. I read a lot, study a lot. I have 3 spotlights. And this one's turned off. And I have my empty bowl. I had cereal and blueberries last night before I went to bed. That's cold coffee. Mickey and I read a lot of books. I'm old-fashioned, still read books. Whiteout, very important if you're a Bible teacher. There's my, recorded in 1997, my 10 B-Bear and the LLTM band, which was a 2-man project over in Scottsdale in 1997. I put $6,000. I recorded it for a year in that. I still use a tape recorder. I take a tape recorder to practice with a good Electro Voice mic. And you might enjoy this. This is, I'll tell you what's special about this. This was brand new, found it in a pawn shop for less than $100. It's got really good crossover electronics and tone. Okay, it is a 9-volt. It is a maple short scale, very slim neck that was a 4-string bass. Look how little that neck is. My hand. See, most black people, men and women, have gigantic, big, long-fingered hands, and they can. Jimi Hendrix could hold 3 strings with this hand, play the lead with this hand on a regular guitar, and Cal did the same thing from the Kinfolk back in Hawaii on Hotel Street, where I learned how to play the blues. Every band back there had a B3 and Leslie in a 4-piece group, or they had tenor sax in a 4-piece group. So anyway, 13 minutes and 30 seconds. I get messy, but I'm the only man. This is a man crib, man cave. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Oh, and the last is, can you see the airplane? Can you see the airplane? That's me right there. With the sword on my hip, the word of God, and a spear and a shield. And I wear a white stone with a secret name on my neck. Right here. See the white stone? That's me. Bye.